Hello, this is Glenn Phillips here with Lake Homes Realty and lakehomes.com. One thing that's real interesting is I see a lot of seller confusion when their lake home doesn't sell. And they ask questions that are very revealing, and I'm going to share some of those. These are questions that come to our agents, and sometimes they roll up to me. So for instance, they'll ask, how many views has my property had? So this is a deceptive question, and I'll tell you why. There's no good answer. So if you had lots and lots of views, let's say you have 2 million views, but no one bought your house, then that isn't a good number of views. If you had 0 views, well, that's not getting exposure. That's not good. If you had 5 views, what's the right number? And the reality is there's not a right number except for one, the one person who actually will come through and make a transaction and view it. Can we promote it better? Whatever better means. Now, some agents do a better job than others, and that can be a very valid question about it. But if it's being promoted through the MLS, it's syndicated, it's featured on lakehomes.com, or even it shows up in our search properties, which most properties at the lakes around the country do, the consumer who's looking to buy it knows it's there. And some people say, well, can we have an open house or another open house? You can do that, but I'm not sure that's going to move the needle. In fact, the buyers for these properties typically come from some distance away, and they're not going to arrange their whole weekend around your open house schedule. They know if your home's for sale and they're coming into town, they can see it. So the open house isn't going to necessarily create new energy for it, although the neighbors will probably want to come see what you've done to the house and maybe get some decorating ideas. Should I change agents? Well, have they done the things? Is it getting exposure? Is it priced appropriately? Have they done all these things? Have they got quality photos? If they're not doing quality photos and getting the home properly promoted across things, including lakehomes.com and the portals, if it doesn't have signage, if it's not well staged, if the yard's not well prepared, that the agent's advised and you're following that guidance, you probably got a pretty good agent about this. If you're getting negotiations going, that's kind of on you. Their job is to be the conduit of the negotiation, but it's your property. They need to guide you. So what you've got to keep in mind when your home isn't selling is after exposure, the property's being seen, it's syndicated, it's showing up on lakehomes.com, price fixes everything, everything. In fact, the question of how many views and can we promote it better, if you're selling, you're not really asking, has it had views, can we promote it better, can we have it better? What you're asking really is, why is my house not sold? And you're trying to figure out what the problem is. And the problem universally is usually, after exposure, price. Price fixes everything else. So what you need to do is price to be the best value in your market. Not necessarily the lowest price, but it's clear that this property at this dollar is a great investment for somebody buying it in a time right now where people are willing to buy. Many of our buyers, over half our buyers are cash, but they're prudent. They're not going to overpay. It's not a COVID frenzy. So when you're confused about why your lake home doesn't sell, talk with your agent, but keep in mind, every agent in the market knows about this property if it's been properly exposed, and they have all failed to sell it as well, every one of them. They would all gladly bring a buyer if they could get a transaction to happen. So the thing is, talk with your agent, come back and understand it's not exposure, it's not open houses, it's about price, price, price. Hope this has been helpful. Be sure and visit us to see what the market's like at lakehomes.com with tens of thousands of lake properties for sale all across the country, as well as helpful tips and videos. And you can find agents who can guide you through the buying or selling process and navigate a lot of these questions. Hope this information has been helpful. Thank you and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out lakehomes.com.